in Las Vegas, here's our host, Allison Hannigan!
Welcome to Penn Teller Fool Us. We have way more magic than we need for 1 hour of TV, so we don't have any time to waste. Ladies and gentlemen, here are Penn and Teller! Don't forget, if a magician successfully fools Penn and Teller, not only do they get to brag about it for the rest of their lives, they also get a slot performing in Penn and Teller's world-famous magic show. So let's meet our first possible fooler.
I'm a comedian and a magician from Columbus, Ohio. When I was 19, I worked at a vaudeville variety theater as a juggler, and I went to Humber College. I have a degree in comedy writing and performance. I think I'm the only one on the show that can academically prove that I'm hilarious. I wanted to prepare myself as best I could for what the show is. So I printed off pictures of Penn and Teller, and then I set up cameras, and I played audio from some old shows that they've done so that Penn's voice wouldn't spook me.
You fooled us.
When I first created this trick, it didn't see the light of day for 5 years. Every time I do it, it's always, I don't know if this is gonna work. It's a huge challenge for me. I have been told that this is one of the more difficult card tricks that's ever been presented.
Please welcome comedian and sleight of hand artist, Erik Tait.
Hello! Hello, everybody. I am terrified to be here. This is, oh man, this is great. Everyone, please join me in giving a giant round of peer pressure to Allison Hannigan as she joins me at the table. So nice to meet you.
Nice to see you.
Sit right there for me. Oh, this is great. So tonight I'm going to teach you how to steal money, specifically from those two. Are you on board?
Sure.
Dope. We're going to do that by playing a little game. Have you ever played three-card Monte before?
No.
It's a brilliant game. Tremendous.
Okay.
You're going to love it. It uses 2 black 7s and a red queen.
Okay.
The idea is that the cards go face down, then they get mixed up, and then people bet money to figure out if they can see which one is the queen. Actually, were you following?
Yes.
Which one's the queen?
The middle one.
The middle one. That's an excellent guess. You're natural.
Well, you were slow, so thanks.
So the trouble with this game is that I keep saying it in quotes, because it's actually more of a scam or a con, like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. The magicians have studied this game for years, so they understand all of the little fiddly bits that transform it from a simple game into a crime. So if you wanted to use this to rip off magicians like Penn and Teller, you would play three-card Monte, but you would play it with invisible cards. So Allison, you've got 2 black 7s.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right. You got a red queen. You mix them up, and you are never going to learn anything if I do it all for you. Get in there and mix up those cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did the sound effects, so it felt like it was real.
That was totes perf.
Okay.
So Allison, what I'd like you to do now, bet the boys $20 they can't find the queen.
Hey, guys. I bet you 20 of his dollars that you can't find the queen.
Do you not have $20?
Well, it's not on me.
That's okay. I came prepared.
Oh, thanks.
I'll bankroll you for round 1.
Okay.
So here's the deal. Penn and Teller are going to have to make a decision in just a moment. What I'd like you to do is take this bill, and whenever they make a decision, place it wherever they say, on position 1, 2, or 3. Go ahead and take the bill.
Okay.
Excellent. Penn, Teller, which one's the queen?
The middle one.
Middle one?
All right.
Go ahead and place it down. Yep, nice job.
Still the sound effects.
They're correct.
Wow.
Excellent guess.
So
Allison?
who gets the 20?
Well, you just lost me $20.
Oh, sorry. I do that.
Don't worry. Everything is going according to plan, right? What you just did is called setting the hook.
Oh.
Right? They won a little bit of money. Now they're going to want to win a little bit more, right? So for round 2, all we're going to do is switch the 2 black 7s. Go ahead. Get in there and switch the 2 black 7s. You are crushing this. All right, Allison, this time raise the stakes a bit. Bet them $50 they can't find the queen.
Guys, $50 of his money that you can't find the queen. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and, I'll stay course here for round 2. Sound good?
All right, sounds good to me.
Same deal as before. They have to make a decision, position 1, 2, or 3, wherever they say. Please place the bill. Penn, Teller. Which card should be the queen?
Well, I think it's the one on the left. His left.
My left.
Eric's left.
Over there.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Gotcha. Now, a lot of people were rooting for the first one. A lot of people here thought it was in the center. I know some people may have thought it's not the queen, it's a black 7. Unfortunately for Penn, he placed the bet here. You would have placed the bet here, because that is where the queen is. Penn, I know you would have preferred this outcome, but in each life, a little rain must fall. I have good news. Good news, right? We're up $30.
That's great.
And they're mad at you because you cheated them.
Oh, sorry, guys.
We're gonna go for round 3 now, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently. We're gonna take the third card and put it right there, right? But when you do so, you put it down very aggressively so that it ends up with a bend in the corner. You're not gonna say anything, just let them see it. The pros call this throwing a lug. You turn the other card face down, there's only 2 moves left, and I'm gonna make them for you, okay? Very high-end sleight of hand. And we're gonna go for all the cash.
Oh, boy.
Bet them $100 they can't find the queen.
He says he has $100 to bet you guys. The queen.
I'm on.
Woo!
I'm out.
Oh, he doesn't have it.
Are you sure you don't have any of that Buffy money laying around? It's okay, we'll go to my stash.
Okay. Oh. It's handy in Vegas.
Yeah, it is. 20, 40, 60, 80, $100.
Woo! Big spender.
This time, don't bother placing the cash on any of the cards. Just keep an eye on it, because we might have to run.
Okay.
While Penn and Teller were focused on the cash there, Allison got in and she switched it, so now the queen is sitting right here next to my left hand. Stellar work, Allison. Nice job. Penn, Teller, last round. Which one's the queen?
I would say the one on your right.
And corner works every time. Gentlemen, that right there is the red queen.
Oh.
These are the 2 black 7s. And that's the invisible 3-card Monty.
Very, very cool. Erik Tait, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Wow. That's fantastic. What do people think when they meet you? Like, what do they think you do?
Some people think I'm a comedian. Other people think I'm a magician. I'm just happy when they hire me and that their check's clear. So that's it.
And you're a comedy writer as well.
Yeah, comedy and magic are kind of weird, though, because comedy, I think there's a great magician who said something about how comedy is fundamentally about telling a truth, and magic is fundamentally about telling a lie. And so they don't really work well together. So it's really a delicate balance to try and figure out, how to make things funny and magical.
Yeah, well, I think you've done a really good job at that.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, let's see what Penn and Teller thought. Penn Teller!
You're really funny, and it's a really different style. It's a really nice, different style, seeing that, taking a gambling thing, the premise, then just taking it to another place. And I loved you pulling the money out of your beard. Wicked good. What's the use of having an ironic beard if you can't have an ironic magic trick to go with it, right? And the choreography is just perfect. All the moves are just clean and wonderful and timed perfectly. Nothing's even slightly awkward. But I want to do kind of a non sequitur here. You seem very healthy. Are you a healthy guy?
Yeah, I've been to a gym once or thrice.
Any medical work done? Like, I was wondering if maybe Dr. Leonard Green gave any laparoscopic surgery, any of that go on?
Oh, yeah, I'm laterally aware of the idea that you're trying to snap out there.
Does that mean they got you?
A lot of times we talk in code. It's not often people talk back to us in code. That's really great. That's really great. You get an idea of the 411 I'm laying on you there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm done.
So clearly they know. And you made Penn laugh very loudly.
That's really all I wanted. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Erik Tait, everyone.
Thanks very much.
We gotta take a break, but we have more foolers on the way, including our two favorite fools, Penn and Teller. Stick around. Welcome back. I'm no mind reader, but I get a sense you're gonna love our next act. Let's meet her.
I think it's quite tough to be a woman in magic. People expect you to be the sidekick. It's really important to be strong. I had a friend at university who did magic. She would ask for a volunteer from the audience and I would raise my hand. She would guess my number right. Yes, it is! But really, she knew what the number was the whole time. I found that there was this kind of power you felt being on the stage, and I felt like I wanted to be kind of more in control of that. When I started doing my own mentalism, I think I did feel like I had capabilities that I wasn't aware that I had before. A big part of my act today is showing everybody how much potential they have. I want them to go away feeling inspired.
Please welcome Rebecca Herrera.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a secret I'd like to share with you. I am able to see with my ears. I know that sounds strange, but basically, this is the ability to listen to the sound of a pen on paper and translate those sounds into images in your mind. After years of practice, I can do this with quite complex pictures, but I had to start somewhere quite simple. I'd like to show you where I started, and maybe you can join in too. So I started by drawing a simple circle. So, you may have noticed that as I drew the circle, you could also hear me draw it. So now I'd like to try that again, but this time I want you all to close your eyes and listen carefully as I draw a different shape. Here we go. Okay, open your eyes. If you saw a square appear in your mind's eye, please raise your hand. Yay, that's quite a lot of you. Amazing. Okay, so this is quite a basic test for seeing with your ears, but now I'd like to take this one step further. Teller, would you mind please joining me on the stage? Thank you so much. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to ask you to draw something on the board, but first I'd like you to make a few checks. Please check my ears. Make sure there's nothing sticking out of them. Nothing behind them. Also check my eyes, make sure there's no Google contact lenses. Happy? You can check my hair as well if you like. Make sure there's nothing concealed in there. Now, I'd also like you to please check this blindfold. I'd like you to please check that there's nothing concealed inside it, that it's completely opaque and there's no hidden pinholes. Yeah, good? Wonderful. Now, would you mind please helping me tie this around my eyes? Make sure it's nice and tight. Lovely, thank you so much. So now I'd like you to draw something on the board. Please make sure it's nothing too simple like a shape, nothing too obvious like a flower, and nothing too complicated like a Mona Lisa or the Picasso. But something that you could draw in, say, 10 to 15 seconds and that everyone here will recognize. Once you've finished your drawing, please recap the pen, place it in my hand, and then stand to the side of the board. You may begin your drawing now. Okay, so I'm just really thinking about what it was that I heard you draw. So this was something, yes, this was something, there was a swoop and a down something almost like a banana or a smile or something along those lines, and there was something coming up from it here. I don't think it was a banana, it was more solid than that, but it had that sort of idea to it, and yes, there was something coming up from it, and sorry, this was, I couldn't hear you as well as I would have liked to. Yes, I think I know what you've drawn. You've drawn a boat.
Working with Teller because he even draws silently.
He does.
Yeah.
Draws very quietly.
Yeah. Yeah. Was that nerve-wracking, picking one of them to do this with?
Yes, it was nerve-wracking, but exciting because it means that they get to have a kind of close-up look at me and what's going on, and that's what I want. I want them to have the best chance possible to see what's going on.
Oh, so you see the shapes as you listen to the drawing? Is that... You're visualizing it?
Yes, so kind of like I did with everyone where I drew the square, it's like it's a more kind of a further version along from that. Like you can hear when things are like a straight line and are short or long and you can, or curved, and you kind of build it together in kind of elements, and sometimes it can take a while, but once you've got it, it's...
Yeah, well, when you drew the square, I still heard a circle. So
oh, really?
I'm clearly not cut out for this. Okay, it's time to go to the boys. Penn, Teller, anything?
This was a, this is a tough one. This is a tough one, Rebecca. Really good. You know, this is, reading sound that's being done is something that's actually, you know, done in mentalism. It's a good idea. We think that someone else besides the people watching at home and 500 people here is also watching and is also helping you, but we can't seem to figure out exactly how they're helping. Teller did check your ears. He checked very, very carefully in your ears. We think you might be getting, I don't know, we don't want to, want is not the right word. We're not allowed to go all TSA on you and search you. So it seems like we should know how you got that information. That seems like that's the whole trick. And it seems like if we don't know how you got the information, the boat, into your head, it seems like I should put my pad down and say that you fooled us.
Beautiful drawing. Thank you so much.
Rebecca Herrera! Thank you. All right. More magicians on the way. Stick around. From the sensational to the sadistic, we welcome magicians of all kinds. Let's see what category fits this next magician.
I'm TanBA. I'm from Tokyo, Japan. I'm a danger magician.
Danger!
In Japan, the magical tradition is centuries old. So from childhood, I always loved magic. Soon, I was performing magic in a Japanese circus.
Circus!
So then, I was a magic clown. With danger magic, it's all about taking risks. Tonight, I will risk everything. I will fool Penn Teller. I hope.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Hi.
Hello.
Oh. So are all of your acts this high energy?
Yeah.
Wow. You must be exhausted.
Yes, really tired.
So what is your magic dream?
My dream is I want to work, I want to perform in Las Vegas.
Well, you just did it.
Yeah, but
Your
just
own
one.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what the boys thought.
TanBA, you're great.
Thank you so much.
You're so great. You did the whole, 2-hour show in 5 minutes? And then you did everything anyone knows how to do and just compressed it down really quickly. You know, Teller started out doing the razor blades. He used to do the razor blades himself. I'm a fire eater, so we had a pretty good idea about that. It takes a cheeky kind of person to do the razor blades. It's always nice to have a drink while you have the razor blades. And I hope you take this as the compliment it's meant as. It's the best mouth coil we've ever seen. Fabulous mouth coil. Everything was great, tied together. There's so many tricks in there. I think I would just like to say you're great and trust us that even the tricks we didn't mention, we have a pretty good idea how you did it. But we love you, just love you, L-U-V, love you.
It sounds like they love you, but they know how you did it. Yes.
Yeah.
But we all love you. Thank you for being here. TanBA!
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We've got more magic on tap. Stay close. Welcome back to Fool Us. We promised you more amazing magic, and we weren't fooling. Check out our next trickster.
I consider myself a juggler who does magic. I broke the Guinness World Record of juggling chainsaws, and I still hold that record. I know I look like an accountant, but I've done many things. I was a volunteer firefighter, and I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie. It's like, would the real Ian Stewart please stand up? Today, I'm using crossbows. I've been doing this a long time, but I am using really dangerous objects, and accidents do happen. I could actually get hurt. Hopefully, tonight, I'll have the nerves of steel I need to pull this trick off.
Please welcome daring deceiver Ian Stewart.
Today I brought with me a very bad idea. It all started in my garage with a crossbow. I found a solenoid. It's just an electric motor that pulls in when electricity is applied. I put the solenoid on the trigger of the crossbow, ran it to a plug, and put a button midway so that when I press the button, hopefully it will fire the crossbow into that target if we're lucky. The more perceptive of you would have noticed, behind me I've placed 4 more targets, 4 more crossbows, and 4 more firing buttons. With the first crossbow, there was just 1 wire. Well, we have 4 this time, and generally you would run the wires nice and neatly so that you could see which crossbow was fired by which button. Today we were in a bit of a hurry. Unfortunately, when the crew set it up, the wires were just left in a jumble, meaning that now you don't know which button fires which crossbow. Come to think of it, neither do I. Why does this matter? It matters because in a moment, I'm going to be standing in front of those targets. And these crossbows are going to be firing at me. Because I'm going to be standing back there, I can't press the buttons, so I'm gonna have to share the fun of pressing the buttons with someone else. Allison, if you would please. Have you ever fired a crossbow before?
Not at a person.
No. Step forward, if you would, please, to the buttons. These buttons, like I said, each one will fire a crossbow. These are very dangerous. These are designed for hunting wild animals. Or in this case, a crazy magician. Pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
3. From here on out, whatever you do not touch button number 3. This is by penalty of death. My death. To more clearly show you which one not to touch, we've got a box we'll place over it. That makes sure you can't even press it by accident. Do not press anything unless I ask you to. You got it?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So back here, we've got the targets. I'm actually going to be standing right here, where this target is. We've got 3 around me. You chose one button that we're not going to press. That means we have 3 other buttons that we can press. Let's see what would have happened if you press number 1. Hold your finger above number 1. Just a second. This is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
But it might be awesome. Let's see if it is awesome. Button number 1 on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Allison, there's a button beside that, I believe number 2, that hasn't been pressed and isn't covered. Why don't you see what happened if you would perhaps press button number 2? On the count of 3, press number 2. 1, 2, 3, go. We're down to 2 crossbows. We're down to 2 buttons. One of these crossbows is aimed at the balloon above my head. The other one is aimed directly at my chest. Allison, you've been a wonderful volunteer so far.
Great, you're gonna pick someone else?
There's just one last of these buttons to press before we get to the one that you chose. Let's see what would have happened if number 4 was pressed. Hold a finger above number 4.
I don't want to do this.
1, 2, 3. Allison, would you please remove the danger cover? I've got down here 1 more balloon. Allison did such a great job as a sharpshooter so far. I'm gonna have you do one last dramatic shot. Allison's going to attempt to shoot this balloon out of my mouth. I'll give you a thumbs up. You press button number 3. Are we ready?
Oh my God. Ian Stewart!
Thank you for your help.
You don't look crazy, but you clearly are.
I don't consider it crazy. I consider it well calculated.
Oh, I don't. That was terrifying.
For me as well.
Ugh, okay. I was thinking about your family and like, oh, yuck.
Well,
yuck.
my own son is the reason I'm here.
Really?
Yes.
So he likes you doing this?
He loves my stunts, and more importantly, he's a big Penn Teller fan.
Oh, well,
and
that's
he asked me if I could come up with a trick for the show, so I did.
Wow. And here you are.
We made it.
Does he want to do magic?
My son does magic already. He has a little magic kit and practices the tricks, starting to learn some juggling as well.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, he must be thrilled you're here.
He is so happy.
All right, let's see if Penn and Teller figured out your trick.
Well, Ian, this is a really good routine, and we know something that no other show would talk about, and I want to talk about, and that is we know you would not be allowed on this show if you were doing something dangerous. We both believe that that is not only stupid, it's also immoral. You would not ever do that to Allison. So you were controlling our feelings, you were controlling all our anxiety. There's nothing I like better than things that look really dangerous and are really, really safe. That's what art should be. No one should ever be hurt doing art, and you did a wonderful job at that. And we think the most beautiful thing you have on stage is that tangle of wires. What better way to show chaos than something that beautifully ugly, all tangled up there? But I want to say my biggest compliment to you is you did something that kept us on the edge of our seats, was really, really terrifying, and yet you were in control all the time. And you did not put that on Allison.
You're correct.
So they figured it out?
They did.
Well, thank you, Ian Stewart. Coming up, Penn and Teller get out of their judging suits and get into their identical performing suits. Our headliners take the stage after this. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the act you've all been waiting for. Here are Penn and Teller.
We're going to do a card trick, and for a little help with the card, we're going to bring out our friend and fellow Las Vegas resident, Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons. Good to see you. Have a seat like that. You know, Dan, there's this feeling about Penn and Teller that Teller does all the magic and I just talk. But I think you'd agree with me that all that really matters in any performance ensemble is the vocalist.
I mean, it is true the vocalist is the primary, most important, part.
And if you say the right stuff and do the right vocal, it's always successful. So we're going to have you just do the vocal on this trick, and everything else will work out itself. You want to be in the magician position? Just sit right here. Yeah, sit right here, and you can do the whole. You can do the whole trick. Have a seat right down here. And all you got to do is do the vocal on this, and Teller will follow your directions, and you can do a trick for him. Okay, Teller. Just repeat what I say. Okay, Teller.
Okay, Teller.
Give those cards a shuffle.
Give those cards a shuffle.
Shuffle them up good.
Shuffle them up good.
Once you got them shuffled,
Once you got them shuffled,
just fan them out on the table.
just fan them out on the table.
Now, they're in a random order,
Now, they're in a random order,
but you pick any one you want.
but you can pick anyone you want.
Anyone you want.
Anyone you want.
Do you want to change your mind?
Do you want to change your mind?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Okay, take that pen and sign your name across it.
Okay, take that pen and sign your name across it.
Now, I'm going to turn my head away from the monitor and just show it to the camera.
Now I'm gonna, wait, what?
I'm going to turn my head away from the, so I can't
And
see
he's
the
gonna
monitor. Show it to the camera. I'm going to turn my head away from the monitor.
I'm gonna turn my head away from the monitor.
And you show the card to the camera.
And you show the card to them.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Now take that card.
Now take that card.
And lose it in the deck.
And lose it in the deck.
You're really good at this.
You're really good at this.
Nicely done. Okay, now we need to find your card again.
Okay, now we need to find your card again.
So look through and find your card.
So look through it and find your card.
You remember it, right?
You remember it, right?
Why can't you find your card?
Why can't you find your card?
What are you, stupid?
What are you, stupid?
I hate you.
I hate you.
I'm so sick of carrying you on my back for all these years. I hate you, hate you, hate you, hate you. What, you can't find your card?
What, you can't find your card?
It has your name on it.
It has your name on it.
You know why you can't find it?
You know why you can't find it?
Because I'm sitting on it.
Because I'm sitting on it. Okay, okay. Wait.
Beautifully done, Dan. Beautifully done. See, it's just the vocal that matters.
That's all the show Congratulations. Dan, take us home.
Good night, Las Vegas. We love you.